Yes, dear students, we'll continue the session. So drill bit, it is a cutting tool which is used in the drilling operations. It is a multi-point cutting tool, means more than one surfaces will come in contact with the machining operations. It is divided into two parts. One is a body or a main body, and second one is shank. So here different carvings are made done on this body of a cutting tool. It is called flutes. So here you can see this point. This point is the come in contact with the workpiece to do the drilling operations. So here drilling process. So different types of drilling processes are there. One, the idea behind this drilling operation is to create a hole, create a hole or reaming. Reaming is nothing but making the already drilled hole to a greater extent or greater size. If I want to have a 20 diameter, if I don't have a drill bit of a 20 size, I'll do the drilling operation with the help of a 18 diameter drill bit. Then I'm going to do a enlarging operations of the already drilled hole. It is called reaming. And then counter bore. Counter bore is nothing but making the hole, already drilled hole at the one end, making it to very large. You can see here at the one end it is a normal cross section, and at the other end it is a high cross section. The last one, countersinking, making at the conical shape of a one end of the workpiece is called countersinking. So these are all the few drilling operations. So reaming, as I told you earlier, if I am not finding a suitable type of drill bit to do a drilling operations to create a hole, I must have to use a relevant or a nearer diameter size drill bit, and then I'm going to use a reamer tool to increase the or to enlarge the diameter. So next one, countersinking. Countersinking is nothing but making a conical shape or a wedge shape or a cone shape of a product, or a cone shape at the one end of the workpiece. Already I'm going to do a drilling operations, and then if I want a countersinking hole at a one end of the workpiece, then I use a countersink tool to do this. And next one, countersinking parts may appear like this. You're looking at this, right? So this is countersinking. So next one, tapping. Tapping is nothing but making internal threads. If we do the threads on a exterior surface, is called threading operations, which will be done with the help of a lathe machine. But the same thing which is done internally, that is called tapping. Tapping is a making of a threads inside the workpiece. And counter boring, as I said earlier, if I want to increase a hole size at the one end, I'll use a counter bore tool to increase the diameter of the hole at a certain range. Means if I increase the diameter of the hole throughout of the workpiece, then it is not called as a counter bore. If I increase only at the one end or other end, it is called counter boring. So you just looking at this, right? This is counter bore hole. So how to use a hand drill? Just that is for out of curiosity, I'm putting this animation or GIF file. So here hand drill, a human being is trying to do the drilling operations. So this is all gone up and a long way. All these things are there, but now electricity will be there to drive the systems, or pneumatic or hydraulic or any kind of other driving systems are there to drive the machines. So this is a radial drilling machine, which you can see here is one is base and another one column, and then arbor is there upon which spindle is there and table work piece mounted on a table. There is a provision for placing workpiece and then do the operations. Radial drilling machine, vertical drilling machine, horizontal drilling machine, portable drilling machines, etc. So this is all about drilling. Next one, it is milling operations. So milling is also similar kind of operations when compared to that drilling. Then what is the difference between drilling and milling? This is what I want to convey at this particular point of time before going to start with the milling operations. So here in a drilling operations, the workpiece is stationary, kept stationary, and the tool will be rotating in nature, right? So the cutting tool will be rotating in nature and the workpiece will kept stationary. But here in a milling operations, workpiece is rotating and cutting tool is kept stationary. That is what the difference, biggest difference between the drilling and milling. Here the tool will be held stationary and the workpiece will be moved all along the surface. So this is milling process. So here obviously we use a milling cutters to remove the workpieces. You're looking at this two types of milling: peripheral milling and face milling. Two different types of milling where excess material will be removed from the material. So slab milling. Slab milling is nothing but it is a basic form of milling. So where excess material will be removed on the surfaces of the workpiece. Slab or a plane milling. It is also called as a plane milling. Plane milling is nothing but the workpiece will be removed from the top of the surface, top surface. End milling. End milling is nothing but same. It is also nearer to the reaming operations. End milling is nothing but the cutter diameter is less than the work width, and so a slot will be produced from this end milling. Means this keyways and guideways are made from this type of milling operations, end milling operations. So next one, profile milling. Profile milling, which is used to create a chamfer means curved surfaces in the workpieces. So here a profile miller will be used to create a chamfering surfaces. And pocket milling. So here pocket milling is nothing but we are going to have a pocket in the workpieces so that we are going to use a pocket tool. So another form of this is also a form of end milling. So inside the workpiece we are going to create a pockets. So the next one, indexing, the last. What is the importance of this indexing operations in milling operations? So here indexing is the operations of dividing the periphery of a workpiece into any number of equal parts. Say for example, if I want to make a hexagonal bolt, I must have to use a head of the bolt which is given in a hexagonal shape, right? If I want a hexagonal bolt, I must have to use the hexagonal shape, isn't it? So we do have indexing, different types of indexing. So to divide the circular workpieces into any number of parts, any number of required parts. If I have a hexagon, I must have to use a 6 equal parts. If I have pentagon, I must have to use a 5 important parts, right? So this is indexing. So there are four types of indexing are there: direct indexing, simple indexing, compound indexing, and differential indexing. So indexing and calculations are important while making a gear gauge. So cutting parameters. So what are all the cutting parameters which influencing on the theory of metal cutting? So there are three most important cutting parameter are here. One is cutting speed, next one feed rate, and the third one depth of cut. So these are the three essential cutting parameter one should look upon the machining operations. Cutting speed of a milling cutter is the periphery of a linear speed resulting from the operations. Obviously, the speed with which a cutting tool will perform its operations is called cutting speed, and it is generally expressed in meters per minute. How much quantity, how much meters are cutted by the cutting tool in one single minute. It is cutting speed. Usually it is expressed in meters per second. And feed rate. Feed rate is nothing but it's the rate at which the workpiece under process advances under the revolving milling cutter or drilling cutter or lathe cutter, whatever it may be. Feed rate is nothing but the rate at which material or a work material under processing. Third one, depth of cut. Depth of cut is nothing but it is a thickness or it is a thickness thickness or a width of the material with which it is start getting cutted by the cutting tool. It is the thickness of a material removed from one pair of a cutting under the different types of process. Depth of cut, DOC, doc. And machining time is nothing but the time taken to perform machining operations, be it a be it a drilling, be it a milling or grinding, whatever it may be, the time taken by the cutting tool to do the machining operations. So guys, this is all about different types of machines and its operations. We have covered lathe machines and its operations, and drilling machine and its operations, and milling machine and operations. So this is all about theory of metal cutting and different types of machining process which come across. And another important aspect of this presentation, which includes plant maintenance. So what is plant and what is maintenance, that I want to convey at the first slide is like plant. What is plant? Plant is nothing but it is a manufacturing firm or a place or a organization or a place where all types of resources are coming together to do certain production operations or manufacturing operations. That is called plant. Plant is a place or organization or any kind of firms where all types of resources means men, material, money, machine, equipment, etc., right? It is all come together to produce a certain, all come together to produce or do a certain type of operations is called plant. And then what is maintenance and why this maintenance is so important on a present day? Maintenance is nothing but it is a function of manufacturing management that's concerned with the day-to-day problem of keeping a physical plant in a good operating condition. So in any kind of manufacturing firms or organizations, maintenance is upmost important things in every organization. Means to run a system in a good operating conditions, we must have to maintain well, right? Or else the entire system will gone. So that is why plant maintenance aspect is very much important in any kind of manufacturing firm, not only in manufacturing, in every kind of activity, in a home or in a school or in a college or in any kind of services, hospitals and organizations. Anyway, we must have to maintain things very good. If not, it is not going to happen in a good or a smooth operating conditions. It will create hurdles, right? So what is the objectives of this plant maintenance? When it comes to plant maintenance in terms of manufacturing, I must have to have a good profit, right? How to achieve a good profit or how to achieve a good productivity or higher productivity? I must have to use the same resources to get a higher benefit, right? Or higher profit. So how can I achieve this? Means to avoid the losses, and to reduce the breakdown. This is the key mantra to get a good profit, right? To achieve higher efficiency or higher productivity or higher profit, it is always depends on effective utilization of resources which is under the organization, right? At a possible low cost. And second one, machines and other facilities should be kept in such conditions where it should used in a optimum, or I can also say profit making phenomena, right? Without any interruptions. So machines or any kind of resources that should be utilized optimally to get a very good productivity or a profits. So these are the objectives of plant maintenance. So the next one is different types of maintenance activity. So what are the different types of maintenance or plant maintenance? Preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, corrective maintenance, and routine maintenance, and emergency maintenance. These are the 5 types of maintenance which comes in any industry. So as the name itself implies that preventive maintenance. What is preventive maintenance? Preventive maintenance, as the slogan states, that prevention is always better than cure. Means, so if something will happen in the next future, we will take precautions at now, then we can eliminate the other consequences, right? Likewise, preventive maintenance is nothing but periodic maintenance, wherein which we are going to maintain all sorts of resources in a good condition. Preventive maintenance. And corrective maintenance. Corrective maintenance are also called as a breakdown maintenance, where if a machine starts breaking down now, and then a corrective actions will be taken now at this particular point of time due to the action of past, and then correction will be taken place. Corrective or a breakdown maintenance. After the breaking down of a system, we are going to repair that. Emergency maintenance is, it is the same kind of breakdown maintenance where emergency, at the time of an emergency, these type of maintenance will come in picture. And routine maintenance, this is a common maintenance everywhere, which is employed in everywhere, every organizations. We are going to keep a routine maintenance process. Predictive maintenance is the highly effective type of maintenance where we are going to predict if something happens in the next future, next 3 months or the next 6 months, what will happen to this machine, whether be it a breakdown or any kind of service which is necessary or not. This is the predictive maintenance. So these are all the different types of maintenance. We will go through the slides, next slides. Preventive maintenance is a regularly performed piece of maintenance, likelihood if failing. So here I can say this, I can explain with the example. Preventive maintenance and corrective maintenance are the two important maintenance of a system. Let me take a simple example. We have a bikes, right? So we are going to change the engine oil for every 2,500 kilometer or 3,000 kilometers, right? So we have a consciousness of changing the engine oil for every 3,000 kilometer. It is a preventive maintenance. It is a preventive maintenance, means something will happen in next future. So that is why we are going to periodically change the engine oil for a certain period, right? Breakdown maintenance means we won't go to change the engine oil at all for even for a 4,000 kilometer. What will happen? Engine will break down. Engine will break down. That's all. Means if any system that should not be maintained well, so no smooth or a no good condition of operations will take place. That is why we must have to maintain the system, any kind of system, not only mechanical or not only electrical or any kind of system. We must have to maintain the systems very well. This is about preventive maintenance and this is about breakdown maintenance system. Guys, hope you are all enjoy the session of mine. So if you have any queries or any doubts regarding your diploma CET, uh, you are most welcome to our organization, our institute, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Tandavpura, Nanjangud Taluk, Mysore. So you're most welcome to this. If you have any queries, you can reach us. Um, you have college mail ID and department mail ID and everything. Please, you're most welcome to the queries or if you have any doubts, such kind of things. So hope I'm clear with all the topics. So if you want more sessions like, you please reach us or mail us. So here admissions are open in our college, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Tandavpura. If you have any admissions related queries, please note down the number here. For admissions, we have Dr. Y.T. Krishnagoda, the principal, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Tandavpura, the phone number, and Dr. Chetan H.K., Joint Secretary, MIT, Mysore, the phone number, and Dr. So Prabodh Saidhat, HOD Mechanical, so phone number. So we have these many branches in our college. So hope you are enjoy the session. If you have any doubts, you are most welcome to this. So hereby I'm saying goodbye. So have a nice day.